Ahoy, mateys! This here be Soldier Hobbs, and we be sailing through some dangerous skies today. Hold on to your pirate's booty, and welcome aboard the Guns of Icarus.
Okay, lame pirate impressions aside, welcome one and all to my introduction video to the Guns of Icarus. Whether you're viewing this from YouTube as a subscriber of mine, or if you are from the Guns of Icarus forums looking for a bit more informative look into the Guns of Icarus, again guys, welcome. So for those of you who are subscribed to me and viewing this from YouTube, this video is pretty much going to give you a basic introduction to the game, give you guys a little bit of insight, see how it plays out, and my opinion on it and why I do not regret buying this game. This game is a lot of fun and I really love it, and I'll explain why as the video progresses on. And those of you who are watching this from the Guns of Icarus forums, again, welcome. My name is Soldier Hobbs. I've said this already. Moving on. But I do make tutorials for video games, especially when I really like a game. I started out with YouTube doing a tutorial series on a video game called Hawken. It was a free-to-play series. A lot of people, they liked it, and that's why they subscribed to me. And so I saw this game as well. I really enjoyed it, and I want to try and make more tutorials and stuff on it because I like being able to help new players out, get better at a game, and have as much fun as me. And with that in mind, I will be doing a lot of tutorials on pretty much everything you see in the game. Everything from just, basics of the classes to how to captain a ship effectively. And, just maybe loadout videos on all the ships, how they work, things like that. And, while I looked up on YouTube, and there are some tutorials up for the Guns of Icarus, in fact, the developers themselves have actually made tutorials for the classes, which I think is pretty awesome of them to do. I still saw that there weren't that many, there weren't, like, a whole bunch of different people trying to make tutorials for this, and I just told myself, hey, why not? I mean, it's something I like to do, something that's fun, and from what I hear from my subscribers is that they find my videos very helpful, so I'll see what I can do here and try to help you guys out best as I can. So for those of you who are not actually familiar with the Guns of Icarus, the story of Guns of Icarus is that sometime after World War I, things just, went to hell. When all Fallout style, everyone dies, well, almost everyone, and then suddenly civilization rises up a little bit later, and we ended up with steampunk airships. And people want to kill each other in this world, because if people were not trying to kill each other, well, this game just would not be as fun, now would it? It'd just be Blimp Simulator. So essentially, in this game, you are the Hindenburg on steroids. And if I had to quickly sum up the way the combat feels, it is naval combat in the air. Not only is there, forward, backward, left to right, but there's also up and down, a three-dimensional type of battlefield that you get in a lot of aerial combat games. However, a lot of aerial combat games don't play like this game at all, just because of the nature of the airships and how they fly versus like an airplane or something like a jet fighter, games like War Thunder or Ace Combat. Very few other flight games give you the feel of flying a boat through the air, which is a very unique feeling that I think Guns of Icarus accomplishes very well, and is one of the main reasons why I love it. And speaking of flying, a pilot is one of 3 classes in the Guns of Icarus game. They all have a very unique feel to them, and I'll explain them just in a really quick little blip. I'll actually do much more in-depth tutorials on each of the classes in future videos that I will be making. So, as I said, the pilot is the one who flies a ship, obviously, but he also is the one who acts as a captain. Now, I will say that a lot of the times that, yes, the pilot is the one who is the captain. But I say piloting and captaining are 2 very different things. Piloting just being able to fly the ship, knowing how your ship works and things like that. And then captaining is more of being able to keep your crew together, having them being coordinated and working together for your general purpose. And obviously I will do each individual videos on each of those individual subjects. And there's also the engineer class and the gunner class. And so y'all are an engineer. You solve problems, not problems like what is beauty, because that would fall under the subject of that there philosophy. No, you solve practical problems, like your engines are down and you can't move anymore, or your balloon's down and you're falling right out of the sky, or your guns ain't working. And, well, less gun is no good when you're faced off with people who want to tear you a new face. And so while your crazy pilot likes to fly his little blimp into the midst of the enemy gunfire and bullets facing the less than friendly gunners on the enemy team, you're the one person keeping that ship alive. The only reason why y'all still floating. You are the lifeblood of the blimp. and your pilot still never seems to thank you enough for that. And aside from the Team Fortress 2 references, yeah, the engineers are the people who keep the blimps floating and keep all the guns shooting as well. They also act as the auxiliary gunners because, you know, generally having more than one gunner isn't a good idea. You need a lot. You're going to want a couple engineers to keep your ship afloat and, you know, still kicking. And yes, I will do a more in-depth tutorial about the engineer class itself. And so the other class that is left over now is the gunners. And now you're expecting me to be doing some Team Fortress 2 heavy impression. The Russian accent is not the hard part. The Russian accent I can do fairly well. It is the actual heavy's voice. For some reason, it manages to escape me. But the Russian part, that I can do. And with that, every Russian person who watched this video is going down into the comments and writing that they hate me. Oh well, price of comedy, I suppose. Anywho, the gunners obviously gun the guns. Oh, that was redundant as all hell. And they actually do it the best because in this game, the guns have a certain turning radius that they are able to turn. They can only turn so far, and they turn at a certain speed as well. The gunners, they can turn them a little bit faster, and they can also turn them a little bit further than the engineers can. Like, as I said, the engineers serve as auxiliary gunners, but the gunners are the ones who are able to use the guns to the most effect. And again, I'll have a more in-depth tutorial about the gunners and what role they play. And just as a general catch-all, all of the classes can do what the other classes do. For example, the gunners and engineers can still fly ships, and the pilots and gunners can still fix the ship parts, and the pilots and engineers can still gun. It's just that each of the specific classes do the specific role, obviously much better because, hey, that's what they were made to do. But just because you're a gunner doesn't mean you can't help fix stuff, especially in a dire situation. Or, you know, if you're an engineer, you can't shoot a gun. The only thing I really wouldn't recommend is that a pilot get off the wheel and start gunning. Well, mostly gunning. I mean, if you really need to, you can actually fix something if it's really close to the wheel and you're in a pretty safe spot. But in most cases, the pilot is going to want to stay on the wheel. Now, the classes are not the only things that play differently. If you are the one who pilots the ship, or even if you are a crew member on the ship itself will affect how you play. Different ships have different layouts and different strategies behind them. Especially you as a pilot are going to want to know all these differences. If you try to play a ship kind of like how you play another ship, in some cases you'll be met with limited success because each of the ships, I mean, some of them are easier to pilot than others, and some are a bit more difficult, but I find that the more difficult ships, there's like a high risk, high reward type thing. But yes, I will be trying to make tutorials for each of the ships, going over their basic strategies, how you would want to use them, how you probably wouldn't want to use them, and, how they fly, handle all things like that, and just give you a basic general introduction to each of the ships so that a new player would be able to pick it up and at least have a good idea of what a ship is to be used for and how to use it. Even as an engineer and a gunner, you are going to want to understand your ships because, you need to know the gun placement on a ship is really important, and also the different mechanical pieces on the ship. As an engineer, you got to be able to run around and repair them in an efficient and effective manner. And so yes, I will be making ship videos as well, and I'll also be releasing videos on a bit more conceptual things. Like I said, captaining is another thing of the game that doesn't really fall into like a class or a ship type thing. It's more of a concept and abstract ideas that are important to the game. Like I said, captaining is one of them, being able to keep your crew together, and then things also like tactics and strategies that you can employ inside of the game, actual warfare type things. And with that, I'd say it's pretty much time to wrap things up. Again, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself if you're from the forums of Guns of Icarus. Again, I hope you guys liked watching it. You might be looking forward to me releasing some tutorials, helping you guys out. And yeah, and maybe get a little bit of a kick out of it. And if you want to subscribe to try and make sure you keep up to date to see more, feel free if you would like to. And if you really honestly want to check out if I can actually make tutorials or not, whether I might be worth checking out, you can always go to my YouTube channel, maybe look up a video or two of me doing like my Hawken tutorials to see whether or not I can present information in a useful manner. And if you're from my YouTube channel, you as well, thank you for watching. I like my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I just wanted to be able to share this game with you guys that I really liked, and, not to advertise the game too much, because, like I said, I'm way too underpopular to be an actual, to be a sponsored like advertisement for this game. I honestly do really like this game. I had a lot of fun with it. You guys can bet that I'm going to be doing more videos, not just tutorials on this. I'll probably have to do more casual stuff because there's, you know, a couple of the other war dogs that play this game with me, so you'll probably be able to see me posting a few more videos on this in the future. But yeah, for you YouTubers, like, comment, subscribe, share that with a friend if you feel inclined to do so. And for you on the forums, I hope you guys will join me on a tutorial video that I'll be releasing fairly shortly. But yeah, for now, this is Soldier Hobbs signing off, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.